So it's a new year and time to try some new things, so I'm doing my very first Blu-Ray Haul. I've never actually done one of these before. I've talked about my collection before, but never actually done my monthly purchases. I didn't buy actually very many movies last year. I think I'm actually going to try and change that this year. Do some new things. With that said, before I get started, just so you know, down below in the description, I have links to where you can purchase each of these movies off Amazon. It does help out my channel. I get a little percentage of the sale from if you use that link. Second thing I want you to know about, I'm doing a giveaway this month. I actually did the first giveaway just a couple days ago on my Iron Man review, but you can look at this link above. About 3 more giveaways I'm doing this month. They all go back to recording reactions on Stardust using the Stardust app for specific movies and giving away the codes to some of these movies we're going to talk about over there. You can learn more about that right there if you're interested in some digital code giveaways. Third thing before we get started, this video is brought to you by my patrons on Patreon. Essentially, it's a place where if you it's like the SeanChandler fan club. If you want some extra access, some exclusive videos, a weekly live stream, if you want to go that extra mile because you like my content, please consider supporting me over on Patreon. I got a couple of new patrons over there, Kelly and Jared. I'd like to give them a big shout out and give them a big thank you, as well as all of my patrons. With all that said, let's start talking about some Blu-rays. First up, Logan, one of my absolute favorite movies of last year, so purchase, very excited. I'm actually watching it tonight with a couple of my friends who haven't watched it. More importantly, my wife who hasn't watched it yet. This is actually one of the fancy one that has the black and white noir cut of the movie. I think we'll start with the normal one, and then I'll try and convince her to rewatch it like tomorrow in the black and white edition to see what happens with that. I'm not giving away the code for this one just yet, but almost all these I'm giving away. Logan, I'm not giving away yet. I might give it away next month though, so if this giveaway stuff goes well, that might be one that I can give away. But so very excited to rewatch this one. I haven't watched it since it was actually in the theaters, so this will be fun tonight to see what happens. Next up, a movie that's not nearly as good, but the packaging for this is very cool. Fan 4-stick from a few years ago, the Josh Trank disaster. Very cool packaging. This was under $10 at Best Buy, which I said that as like, wow, it's really amazing that this was so cheap. Oh yeah, the movie bombed at the box office. They're probably struggling to give these away. So, yeah, I picked this one up. I've only actually watched it one time. I'm going to rewatch it because perhaps I've got a ranking video coming up shortly about a certain film series. And so only watched it the one time. It's an interesting bad movie because it's bad in truly unique ways in what went insanely wrong with this movie and its production and the studio and whatever happened. Someday they're going to make an amazing documentary about this movie, but I'm actually kind of excited to rewatch it. My wife hasn't seen this one either, so I'm going to watch it with her in the next few days, and she'll see whatever you would call the experience that is this watching this dull but creative and well-crafted at parts and then abysmally crafted at other parts and cobbled together reshot mess that is Fan 4-stick. Next up, once again hinting at something coming up very shortly, double pack of the Blu-rays for Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. Now, I contend, having rewatched these last week, if this sorry about that. I contend if this was like the pilot and the like second season intro to a Fantastic Four TV show, I'd probably really enjoy it. It feels kind of episodic in the way they're handled, but as movies, very weird direction to go. You can tell that this is the early era of comic book movies before they'd really figured out the tone of how to do them properly and like how to get humor in there while being serious and having stakes and how to deal with character arcs. And so you just kind of see it just felt like television to me. Television with a big budget, but television is what these ended up feeling like to me. But yeah, this was once again, both of these movies under $10. And I was like, wow, that's a great find. I wonder why. Oh yeah, they're not great movies. That's why. Next up, I made a purchase because I was very excited about the sequel to this movie, Jumanji. So this came out when I was in middle school, so I was like the perfect age for Joe Johnston directed adventure, because he directed Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which came out when I was like 8 years old, so I was the perfect age for that one. Actually, that movie's kind of traumatizing when you're that young to watch that one. Anyway, we're talking about Jumanji, but so pick this one up, once again, under $10 at Best Buy, so I was like, wow, there's some great finds that you can get. I haven't been watching, because I haven't been buying Blu-rays recently, and there's some amazing deals out there. So picked this one up, showed it to my kids. They had a great time with it. They watched that through with them. Actually, I just ranked them, right? I guess I should probably put that link up there. But a bunch of cool special features on it too. Some of those other ones didn't have so many a great set of features, but this one actually has a bunch of stuff that's kind of fun to check out. So it's nice to rewatch this one. Like having movies I can watch with my kids that aren't just kid movies or animated. It's kind of fun to have something like this. Next up, I hadn't seen either one of these before, and so I watched the first one last night. Dual pack of the Maze Runner movies, also both movies under $10 at Best Buy, that's amazing. I love that we live in an era where movies are dirt cheap. You can get them in HD just so cheap if you look around for them. So watch this one for the very first time. We got the third one coming up in a couple weeks, so I was like, I probably should find out what's going on in this franchise, this series. So watched it, and I'll have some thoughts in the near future. And in the next couple days, I'm going to watch the second one and find out my feelings on that one. But it's interesting because since I hadn't seen the guy before, I'd only seen him in American Assassin, where he comes off much more like a young adult, but like an adult that you believe would kill people. Whereas here he looks like a high schooler. Like the change that can happen in a few years of running in a maze and being scorched by evil trials. So pick that one up. Fun one to watch with my wife. I guess she started reading the book, and actually whenever the people started gathering, talking about the movie and everything, and didn't even finish it. Didn't get very far into it, and so hated it, and then seemed to like the movie a lot more. Kind of more captivating, I guess. And then as we started watching, we put a Facebook tweet out about it. Facebook tweet. I just said Facebook tweet. That's not how that works. So put out a Facebook update about how we were watching it, and someone commented, "Oh, it's different from the book. It's horrible," which was interesting. My wife was like, "Oh, I like it. It's different from the book," and he was like, "It's different from the book. It's horrible." Next up, 47 Meters Down. Supposedly they're actually working on a sequel to this one. So I went to go see this one with a group of my friends. Actually, some of the people that are coming over tonight to watch Logan with me. And as I was walking into the theater, my wife threw the door open. I went to go catch it, and my pinky got caught in the door, and it got smashed, and it's been swollen and crooked ever since. And that was in June, so that's not good. I have a job where I carry buckets of paint that are 50 pounds all day long. And so that doesn't work well when you got a broken finger. Anyway, as for the movie, it's not good. It's just total schlock. But it's my family's kind of schlock. My wife loves bad shark movies, and this is like a dream come true for her. And so not great, but it's exactly what it's supposed to be. It works all the ways it's supposed to work. If you saw the trailer and went, "Oh my goodness, who would want to see that?" You're going to hate it. But if you saw the trailer and, "Oh, a shark movie about people in a cage," you're probably going to really enjoy the movie. It's exactly the crappy movie that it's supposed to be. So there we go. Anyway, what happened actually is I did my 103 movie 3-hour plus marathon on Saturday. And in the middle of it, we talked about getting the Blu-ray, and my wife was running the chat board. So as soon as we finished doing that, we ran out to Best Buy, and as kind of her reward for helping me out, she picked up this one, I picked up Logan, and so we each got something we were excited to pick up as how did we survive a 3-hour marathon live stream? So this was one of the rewards for that, and Logan was the other one. Next two I'll talk about together. Picked up Iron Man 1 and 2. So if you're checking out my channel, I'm reviewing through the MCU, all the movies in the MCU leading up to Infinity War. I did the first one. I'm trying to remember to put the link up there. Did Iron Man just a couple days ago, and then in a week and a half, I'm going to do Iron Man 2. So I decided, hey, I don't have these on Blu-ray. I'm just going to, whichever movies in the MCU that I don't have on Blu-ray, as I go through the series, I'm going to pick them up. And so picked up two more of these ones. One of those is a great movie. The other one is a frustrating movie that's got a lot of bad stuff that's also still quite entertaining. One of my most anticipated movies when it came out, and then it frustrated me. I'm sure you can figure out which one of those was more frustrating to me. But and so those ones are some of the ones I'm giving away the code on. The ones at 2 I'm not giving away the code for yet are 47 Meters Down because it's my wife, so I'm not going to give away her stuff. And Logan, not quite yet. All the other movies I mentioned, I'm giving away the code in that giveaway I talked about up above. Final thing, it's not a movie, but it is a Blu-ray technology. Got Battlefront 2 for Christmas. Santa came in and gave me a video game so I can either blow people away as a stormtrooper or be blowing away stormtroopers. So I've been having fun with that one. I just got a PlayStation 4 just about a month ago for my birthday, and so I'm just slowly getting some games for it. So there you go. There you have it. That's what I picked up in the month of December, which is pretty exciting. I can kind of talk about some of this stuff. I like to do something a little bit more freeform than a formal review and just kind of ramble off about things for a little bit, tell the little stories of my experiences picking up movies and video games and all that stuff, so you get a little bit of taste of what life's like for me. Anyway, life's like for me. All I did was talk about movies. I guess that is what I do. I deliver paint, talk about movies, and hang out with my wife and kids. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos. As of today, Blu-ray Haul videos. But the key thing is I don't want to just talk about movies. I want to talk about movies with you. So join me in the comment section. I don't even know what you would comment on a haul video because it's new. I don't even know what to say. Tell me something. Just tell me something random that you want to tell me down there. That'd be cool. Also, download that Stardust app and follow me immediately. I'd love to see you on Stardust and maybe give away some digital codes to you. And as always, thank you for watching.